We move on to the next topic in Interkulturelles Lernen, and the topic is also called Interkulturelles Lernen. As usual, we have introduction. We will go into the research background and see a few models which can be used for comparing cultures, and then we will see how intercultural competence can be built using language Unterricht. So, introduction. So, what is intercultural competence? So, intercultural competence by definition means the capability to judge the people's behavior in a different culture, to interpret that correctly, and then give our responses and our behavior in the new language according to the interpretation of the cultural scene or a context or a situation which we have experienced so far. So intercultural competence means understanding what's happening in the given situation, inclusive of the cultural aspects, and then responding correctly so that you can avoid misunderstandings and at the same time communicate your real opinion. The book goes on to say the way you see reality, your worldview, your thinking, your feelings, your experience, they are all influenced by the company and the culture where you grow up. So basically, Indian people are called as Indians because India has got a social environment, has got a cultural environment, tradition, and based on that, people are shaped in their social lives. Similarly, the same thing applies to people in different regions. So inside India itself, there are a lot of variations. So now integrate that to the world. That's it. It's a chaos. So that way, it is very important to be patient and understand what is going on, and then use the correct words, and then confirm that this is what is going on, and then respond accordingly. So the book gives two examples. One is called as stereotypes. So stereotypes is the same exact meaning as it is in English. It is a allgemeine Aussage about a social group, their culture, etc. because that's how the rest of the world has seen them, has interpreted their behavior. So basically this has some factual background in it. So how can you use this stereotype? You can basically get the information about the general Aussage about Germans, and then you can pack them in one template and say, okay, these are Germans. That means you can expect them to be on time, they will deliver with high quality, etc. So that is stereotypical about Germans. Then you have cliches. So cliches are basically a veraltete stereotype. That means there was a stereotype some 100 years ago, and now it's not valid at all. I mean, the generation has changed, and technically those things don't even apply anymore. So typical as example will be Germans drink a lot of beer. That doesn't mean that you go on the street and every third guy will be having a beer flash on his hand. No. That's a cliche. Yes, they do produce beer statistically, but doesn't mean that people where you go, especially in that region where you go, they always will be drinking. So this can result in misunderstanding. So make sure that you observe carefully, and in case of doubts, you can ask those people directly, saying that, hey, I am from another part of the world, and there they used to say this. Does it really apply nowadays or not? You can ask them honestly, and they will give you an answer. So this is the general introduction about intercultural learning.
with that, the chapter comes to an end. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment to the channel. If you have any questions, then contact me via email or put down your comments, and I'll be able to reply. Thank you.